Redington is a listed entity in the Indian stock market, and I take care of the Middle East and Africa chapter of Redington. Predominantly, we are a technology distributor, so distributing IT products as well as the telco products in the Middle East and Africa region. And our engagement with Invenio started probably around 2016, and that's when we were evaluating about an integration platform and middleware, and that's when we came to know about Invenio. And the first role for what Invenio was appointed for Redington was to help us evaluate an integration platform. We run SAP within our organization, and we want an independent platform which can integrate various systems across. And that's when we started the engagement. And I was directly dealing with Ramesh in order to help us with this particular assignment. And then we went through the complete journey. We evaluated various products, and finally we decided to go with Mule. And that's the start of our journey with Invenio. So a few of the challenges what we had and why we looked at an integration layer was that redundant data entry. So basically we have to do data entry into our ERP system or our business application, as well as we need to do the data entry into the respective vendors portals or vendors web portals. So that's the basic challenge what we had, redundant data entry. And with that, there are various other challenges which came into play: delay in processing, and we require a larger number of FTEs in order to process this particular data information. And and these kinds of redundant data entry is prone to a lot of errors. At the same time, it also impacts customer satisfaction a lot. And that is when we decided that, yes, we need to have a middleware or an integration layer in order to overcome all these challenges.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. So when we went there with a specific objective of selecting an integration platform, I mean, we did not constrain ourselves just to the integration platform. What we tried to do is, working with Sunil and his team, we first understood the whole landscape, looking at how they operate with the business today. And the obvious question that I was asking Sunil is, where does he see himself in the company within IT being advanced, right, into the future years? So Sunil did lay out his vision and how it helped us to frame an enterprise architecture for the future, not for the day, right? So we looked at a futuristic requirements in terms of how the e-commerce would be handled, how the analytics would be handled, how RPA and AI could come in at a later point of time. But from an integration platform standpoint, we try to create a placeholders for Sunil's, a dream of building a digital transformation into that.
It was very clear that we require an integration layer, and the main purpose was that to create a zero trust environment where the middleware becomes the trusted system which communicates both with the external world and the internal world. And this is what we try to create with this particular platform. So when we started the MuleSoft journey, that is in 2016, our predominant message transfers would have been AS to EDIFACT kind of messages. But today, if you look at it, we do have the modern way of communication using APIs, using JSON messages, etc., getting transferred in a very secured way within, not only with our vendors, but even with our partners. So that is where we have created this particular environment. So basically, any internal system or external system needs to communicate. We want to bring this particular middleware, which becomes the information system gateway, which integrates two systems, so that we bring that system of trust to this particular gateway. And that was the objective which we wanted to achieve on a long-term perspective.
Brilliant. And is there anything you'd like to add to that, Ramesh?
Yeah, I think, just to add to Sunil, Sunil, thank you. It was very detailed response. In my perspective, what we tried to do with the MuleSoft as an API platform is we tried to bring in agility and scalability to Sunil's IT organization, so that he could actually look at decoupling any business process and go through the transformation. So it makes it very easy. There are no hard rules that you have to do this way, right? The whole business process is actually broken into pieces so that each API can be exposed as a service and you can actually extend the entire business process functionality beyond the internal IT network of Redington. So the partners actually can become a true extended ecosystem into the Redington's IT environment. We were able to complete the first set of the framework and the base platform with the infrastructure, everything in the first 2 months. And another 4 months, I think we went live with the first set of the partners actually doing a live order through the system. So overall, I mean, you would say 6 months.
So as I said earlier, it is like 4 years or a little bit more than 4 years since we are using the platform. And when you go back, when I go back and when I look at the whole thing, it's around January, February 2017 when we first went live with our system. And as Ramesh said, that we did the first order processing in the system. So I think the first year itself, we found ROI. This is purely from a transaction processing, purely from a process perspective. Yes, we did find the return coming in because we were able to instantly transact. We were able to transact a lot of transactions within that particular given time frame, and we eliminated. So whatever I said earlier about redundant data entry, we avoided. We were able to improve our overall TAT of the transactions. The FTs became much more efficient. I will not tell we removed any FTs, but we made them more efficient by being this particular integration layer. And both our vendors and customers were satisfied because we were able to process the transactions almost in real time, because there was absolutely no transaction lags. It was a real-time integration what we did with the system. So this way, yes, we did find an immediate benefit as soon as we went live with the system. But 4 years down the line, if you look at it, yes, we have added more and more vendors into this particular platform, more and more customers or more and more partners of Redington into this particular platform, and we are growing. So I need to say that, yes, have you really realized the true potential of this particular platform? I say no. I think we still have a journey to be done. And now, as we speak, the company is into the core of digital transformation. So I think in the next year or two, we will see the full potential of this particular platform being unveiled across Redington and his group companies. Yeah, so we have worked with many projects with Invenio. We started off with integration, and when the entire Middle East region went to the VAT implementation phase, we did engage with Invenio because they do have an SAP practice where they focus on taxation, and they have a very good practice on that. So we engaged Invenio on that particular project as well, and we were confident that they'll be able to deliver because we have seen couple of the SAP resources working on our integration platform as well when we did the earlier project. And that was a very successful project what we rolled out across the Middle East. We went live with UAE and Saudi Arabia initially, and that was a very successful project what Invenio helped us to implement during the VAT implementation phase of Redington. See, one of the best thing I liked about Invenio as an organization is the customer-centric approach. So they are very customer-focused, and they clearly try to understand what the customer problems are and try to derive a solution based on my problem. Rather than aligning a technology or aligning a solution, is more about how they align my problem and how they approach that particular problem. And this is where I feel one of the highlights what Invenio has as an organization, their customer-centric approach. And whenever we discuss about a problem or a solution, they are very, they are very transparent that this will work, this will not work, and this is what it is. So that is what I liked about Invenio, and especially I dealt with Ramesh for a long time. So I think they are honest. Invenio as an organization is pretty honest, pretty straightforward in their suggestions and the opinion, and that's what is stand out, and that's what has got this relationship for the last 4 years.
I mean, like the famous saying, two to tango. It's all about how we work with our customers. I mean, Sunil Srini and his team, right? I mean, when we first met him, we know we are dealing with a very matured IT entrepreneur team, right? And they understand what they wanted to do. I think one thing that I must admit, we never been treated like a vendor, and we never call ourselves a vendor to Redington. We are a partner, and we call truly a partner to Redington, right? I think all through the journey since 2016 to today, Redington treats us as an extended team. So we are part of their business processes. We are part of their IT, and the entire team had been treated like a partner team. So that's really what made the success, because when we have a problem, we all can come comfortably onto the table, discuss the problem openly, transparently, and find a solution together, right? We may actually provide an IT solution, or we may, bring in a great MuleSoft consultancy, but it is about how we work together as a team, and that's the maturity that I must acknowledge on this call from the Redington, right? And it is an experience for me personally as an architect to work with Sunil, to look at his vision, the roadmap on how the business should run, and it actually matched how Invenio would like to engage with the customer, right? We wanted to get to the core of the business problems, provide a solution using our IT knowledge and the capabilities so that the business gets benefited. At the end, if Redington's customers are happy, and if Redington's customers are writing an email to Sunil and his team that, we are happy that you could process this so fast or without any errors, I mean, that's what makes us feel proud.